What up, Logan? Taekwon Crypto here. Today I'm talking about 3 reasons why I think Dogecoin is never, ever going to $1. Well, there's actually one way in which I think it might go to $1. You save that for the end of the video. But I've actually had a lot of people ask me about Dogecoin. And by a lot, I mean literally nobody asked me about Dogecoin because I have like 600 subscribers. But you can change that right now if you hit the subscribe button. But I do actually have some friends and family who hold Doge, and I've asked them,
begged them to sell.
and they won't do it. They said, nah, I'm not selling till $1. And you know what they don't know is when it gets to $1, they're still not going to sell because they're just going to hit 1 and they're going to be like,
oh, well, maybe it'll go to 2.
but it doesn't matter because I'm convinced it's not going to go to $1. And today I'm going to tell you why. So if that sounds good to you, this video is for you. Okay, so to understand the 3 reasons, I have to back up a little bit and at least level set with what is Doge. What you may not know is it was founded literally as a joke coin. And being a joke coin doesn't rule it out from, mooning, but knowing that it was a joke coin does have an impact on some of the things in their tokenomics that I think are important to know why it won't go to $1. The first of which is it doesn't have an end to its supply. And literally the founders removed the supply cap to prevent people from hodling. That's why there's not a supply cap, because the original designers wanted it to be constantly transacted and used and never held, just handed out. So lack of supply doesn't necessarily mean the price won't go up forever. But in order for the price to go up forever, the demand has to outpace the supply. And we've seen that with these run-ups, but if no new money comes in, right, the price is just going to go down because the supply keeps increasing. And unlike Ethereum, the distribution isn't at a fixed rate. In fact, it's another quirk about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a fork of Lucky Coin, which is a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Why they choose Lucky Coin? Because it has a random function where the rewards to the miners could be 0, could be thousands. And this was done so that miners wouldn't ever use the token as an actual payment solution. And with that non-fixed distribution rate, there's also no burn mechanism, as many of us now know that there is a plan to begin to burn ETH as part of the ETH tokenomics. Either way, parity joke coin, there's a couple things there. There's random distribution and non-linear distribution mechanism that make the tokenomics really
Interesting.
and not suited for holding long term, and make it really difficult, that make the price appreciation difficult to sustain. Now, that whole supply thing was actually the first reason, without my saying reason number 1, on why I think that Doge will never hit $1, because
The supply just keeps going up.
and there's no offsetting mechanism to reduce that. Reason number 2, Elon Musk can only pump this thing so far. The reality is the novelty of him mentioning Doge wears off every time he mentions Doge. When he said that Dogecoin is his favorite crypto or something like that back in 2019, surprised everybody. Pumped the price, because he used the Dogecoin developers to help him with Twitter spam that he was dealing with. So he actually has a relationship with the people who wrote Dogecoin and has sort of been in their camp this whole time.
But who's really buying it?
I mean, it's retail. It's you and I. Well,
Not me, it's you.
and people with smartphones and access to whatever apps that they can get access to it, like Robinhood. By the way, I'm not promoting the use of Robinhood. I just happen to know that's one app from which people are buying Dogecoin. But the point is, there's retail money, and that's really kind of the bounds of which the Doge buyers go. And how many of them are really going to keep buying? I mean, when you look at market cap, that is how much cumulative money is in Dogecoin, and what it would take to get Doge to $1, you're talking about half the market cap of Ethereum, a quarter of the market cap of Bitcoin today. I mean, it's trillions of dollars needed to push that price that high. I just don't believe there's enough of that retail, the casual crypto buyer out there to pump the price to $1.
But Logan, it was just at 70 cents. I mean, that's so close to $1. All it takes is one more pump.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely wrong. I mean, I guess if you think a 70 is close to 100, that's a whole different wrong. There's a huge difference in what it takes and how much money is available. And that's my point. The size of the pool just isn't that big. When you hear people talk about Bitcoin going to 100,000 or 250,000 or $500,000 per coin, that's because there is money in retirement portfolios, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. In retirement portfolios that if one day a Bitcoin ETF gets announced, might flood it to the market. There are another $10 trillion in gold that's sitting out there. And what if 1% of those gold buyers decide to move their money over? There's generational wealth transfer as parents pass on and leave their money to their children. What are they going to buy? Some of them may come in and buy Doge, but that's still years away. So from my perspective, reason number 2 is there just isn't enough money out there to really push a parity token with an unending supply up to $1. And reason number 3 is market psychology, or more particularly, savvy investor market sell-offs. Just look at the recent Saturday Night Live Elon Musk appearing pump. Doge ran up to 70 cents, only to fall down to 45 cents. Why? Because I think a lot of people wanted to take profits, and that's always going to be there. So as people band together and go,
Yay, let's go. Let's pump Dogecoin to $1.
there's a whole bunch of other people going,
Yeah, man. Pump that to $1.
and more so, they're all out talking about their targets. What's the target? $1, which means there's going to be a huge sell wall right before $1. As the price runs up, wham, there's going to be a sell order at 95 cents. Wham, 99 cents. And all it takes is a whole bunch of those sell orders to have everybody panic and start getting out of it. So reason number 3 is just natural market sell-offs. As many people as there are trying to pump the price, I think there's as many people who are willing to sell as soon as it pumps. So that's it. Those are my 3 reasons. 1, unending supply. 2, I think Elon can only carry this thing on his back so far. By the way, that is not a challenge to you, Elon, because if you take the challenge, you might come in and single-handedly pump it to $1. Just as a general statement, my point is one person can't pump this thing forever. And each time they do pump it, the novelty wears off. This is just natural psychology. And the third one is constant market sell-offs. Every time it pumps, you're going to see a big dump. Now, I did say in the start of this video, there is one way in which I think it could go to $1. And that is if the US dollar continues to collapse.
Which we kind of know is going to happen.
Now, I don't think the US dollar is ever going to go to 0, but the purchasing power of the dollar continues to falter, which means the value of things as it's relative to the dollar goes up. So if you took, for example, a 50-cent Dogecoin, which was about the price today,
It's actually fallen down to the mid-40s.
but if the US dollar was worth half what it is today, well, that's about $1 a Dogecoin. So that's a ways away, I hope. But that is a scenario in which the actual $1 unit could be worth 1 Dogecoin. I don't think that's happening anytime in the short time frame of the future for the reasons I just said. So what do I think you should do if you're a Dogecoin holder? Well, first of all, I don't give financial advice, but I did play out a scenario in Excel where if you had bought $100 of Doge back when Elon first announced it in April 2019, today at about 48 cents or so, you'd have like 16 grand, like a hugely profitable play if you had managed to buy $100 worth and held this long. But that would be down from 25,000 when it pumped up to like 70 cents here. But what else could you have done? And what could you do today if you were a Doge holder? Well, I went and played out the 2 major pumps we've seen, up to 30 something cents and then up to 70 cents. And if you had sold half your stack each time, right? So if you had $100 worth of Dogecoin, and then when it pumped to 33 cents, you sold half your bag for ETH, you'd have like 2.5 ETH. And then the price of Doge came down. Then it ran up again to almost 70 cents. And if you had done the half again, then you'd have something like 4.5 ETH and still something like 7,000 Doge. But your portfolio today would be worth like 22 grand, which is up from the 16. Anyway, it's super math and geeky. But my point is, if I was a Doge holder,
And I'm not.
but if I was, I would be looking for ways to move Doge into other cryptos that I think have longer term value because they've proven themselves to have real world utility and real world demand at the institutional level, right? Not just the retail. The volume of buyers is bigger. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not telling you to hold. If you're fortunate enough to have held Doge from when it was pennies to now, congratulations, man, you're big time in profit. And I hope that you can take advantage of that in your life. It doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers me a little bit. I kind of wish I had just jumped into dog money.
But I didn't, and that's neither here nor there to the point of this video, which is why I don't think Doge will ever go to $1. So if you're holding out for that, good for you. Hodl on. Best of luck to you. And if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how and why you think Doge might go to $1. I'm certainly not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying I don't think it ever will. But either way, until next time, be safe out there.